This is a song called Time to Go. You know that the shadows have grown long and low, and it's time to go. You think about your crowd of friends, wondering if you'll ever see them again. There's lucky few who've made it through your walls and masks, and they know you. Know when you're strong, when you're stubborn and weak, and know when you just need a friend to speak. Know that you're scared, but you never admit it, and know your mind spins and I'll reel you back in. Can't you tell that we're nearing the end of this moment in time? Oh, my friends, it's time to go. But just wait a little longer. You say, oh, I am ready. No, ready to go. Can a place hold a part of me? Does that part die when I leave? The hours and days and the seconds of life with the people I loved disappear overnight, and the memories I thought I'll one day make with you, and the parties and laughs and new friendships too. Can't you tell that we're nearing the end, this moment in time? Oh, my friends, it's time to go. But just wait a little longer. You say, oh, it's time to go. But hold up for one moment. You say, oh, I am ready. No, I'm not ready. Oh, I am ready. No, I'm not ready. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. It's in my mind, you're all by my side. Sit with me for a little while. You know I don't do goodbyes, so we'll just say till next time. On occasion, I've been known to lie. So if you ask, I'm just fine. But the people who have shared this time are already strangers to another life. No, I won't forget your faces, your sidelong smirks, and your warm embraces. Friends and family who made these places what they are. You can never erase this. So I am ready. No, I'm not ready. Oh, I am ready. No, I'm not ready. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. My name is Gail Belluardo. I'm a licensed practitioner here at our center, assisting Reverend Frankie Timmers this morning. And we are so excited to be here. With spring opening, I know that we are opening to greater possibilities. And by the way, the theme for this month is Open to Possibilities. And today's topic is Ready to Release. And on music, we have the joy of the inspiration of Stephen Tarsitano. Thank you, Steve, for being here. Stephen is part of the band Dream Alchemy, and you can look them up online, and he has actually 2 CDs, and I have them right here. So you can find him online. You will be so inspired by him. And I also would like to let you know that Stephen is also our Kundalini yoga teacher. And we have class this Tuesday and every 4th Tuesday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. So thank you so much, Steve, for being here with us. So I would like you now to just close your eyes, if you feel comfortable, and join with me in what we call our opening treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. So right here, right now, I know that there is a presence, a power, a force, a resilient divine consciousness that is God. And I recognize its presence here this morning, this afternoon, this evening, or whenever we are being heard, because I know that there is really, truly only one eternal moment. And so in this very moment, I know God's presence is right here, available to each and every one of us, that there is a springtime evolving, that is an opening for divine revelation, divine truth. And as we move forward in our awareness of the process of visioning and the process of allowing God's will, allowing God's inspiration, I bless our time together. I call it good, I call it holy, I call it sacred. And with deep and profound gratitude, I can and I do release this word into universal law, knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that it truly is already now done. And so it is. Amen. And so it is my honor to be here, as I mentioned before, assisting and speaking about a topic that we don't often speak about, which is release. Release is something that I don't know that it gets a really good rep, honestly, because we're all about acquiring, right? We're all about knowing, we're all about becoming, we're all about really just being aware and being in control, because that's what we're trained to do. When we're growing up, we're trained to learn. We're trained to grow and develop skills and capacities and abilities. And when we are learning, it's okay if we fall and we make mistakes. But as we get older and as we become adults and we become more mature and more independent, we're expected to know. We're expected to know how to conduct our lives. We're expected to know how to manage things. And so there's a sense of responsibility that we develop as we get older. And when we do the visioning process, it's an interesting thing because part of the process is a release. But that is difficult. That can be difficult for us because truly, we are all about our will. And we go through a process of training growing up. We train our minds, we train our ability to comprehend, we train our ability to plan, we train our ability to make things happen. And during the process of visioning, it calls us forth to do something very different. And the very different thing is a very different use of our will, of our conscious will. And it calls forth us to be open to the unknown. And as we open to the unknown, we need to learn how to relax into a willingness to receive God's idea. I think most of us are aware of the phrase, not my will, but thy will. And we can say that. We can say that throughout life. We can say that lots of times. But when it comes to really relaxing our will and trusting and having faith that the will of God has our back, that's a challenge. And so why would we be challenged by that? We would be challenged by that. There's some of the reasons would be that there's a fear of loss. There's a sense of perhaps vulnerability. It could be that we feel we're taking a risk into something that's uncertain. And of course, one of the things that is a great fear for many people is a loss of control. And so in this process of release, release truly is an act of faith. It's an act of learning to rely on the greater mind, not just our mind, but the greater mind. And in doing this, there are things that need to be released, and some of the ones that I've come across, and there are many more, I'm sure, but what needs to be released often is a need for control, a need to know the outcome, releasing fears, releasing uncertainty, releasing doubt, or even releasing a sense of responsibility that we have to make something happen. Because in visioning, we are providing an avenue and a path through which God's idea, God's knowing, and that divine intuition can flow through us. And if we are someone who doubts ourselves or feels critical of ourselves, it can be very difficult to just trust in that process. And it's not about getting it right. So much in life is about getting it right, but this is really about allowing the next right thing for you. And so when I'm doing the visioning process, and it is one of the steps, and Reverend Frankie will speak about that and elaborate on the process of visioning, but when we're doing that aspect of the third question of what is mine to release, sometimes I won't get anything. And if I don't, then I simply make the intention that I release anything that could be in the way of this unfoldment. And it's that simple. So I invite you to just consider for yourself what it is that's hard for you to release in life. And to just let yourself breathe into that, allow it, and know, and trust, and have faith that everything is unfolding for your highest good. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if the stream just cut out there, so we're gonna go again. This song is called Upon a Star. It's about a place and time and the simple things in life. Here we go. I don't need to wish upon a star. I don't need to rub a genie's lamp, find some four-leaf clover. I don't need to wish upon a star. I don't need to stumble upon a heads-up penny, honest a man for his last fortune cookie. I don't need to wish upon a star. Oh, I found my dream girl, and I'm driving my dream car. I'll tell you all about her. She's a charcoal gray Honda Civic. She gets pretty good gas mileage. drive her an automatic. I don't need to wish upon a star. Oh, they're so goddamn far away, and my buddy lives up the block. Ooh, I don't need to wish upon a star, 'cause I'm hanging with all you lovely people on good old Wetmore Avenue, where life is good. I don't need a wish upon a star, 'cause I got a rocking beach chair in the middle of my living room, and it really completes the decor. I don't need a wish upon a star, 'cause I got friends who love me, protect me and hug me on good old Wetmore Road. I don't up on a star. So outside movie nights, campfire jam sessions, wine fest, tiny Christmas, good old Wetmore Avenue, where life is good. Wetmore Avenue, where life is good. Inside those stars, they are rescue missions during hurricanes for cats. And love isn't found on the interwebs, it's girls around the block with pom-pom hats. And neighbors never rat you out, they'll always have your back. They ain't never gonna tell the cops where you're at. Wetmore Avenue, life is good. Wetmore Avenue, go out and find your own Wetmore Avenue, where neighbors become your friends. You'll laugh and you'll sing, and the good times will roll, and you'll wish it would never end. Go out and find your own Wetmore Avenue, where love is around the bend. You'll laugh and you'll sing, and the good times will roll, and you'll wish it would never end. Yeah, go out and find your own Wetmore Avenue, where neighbors become your friends. You'll laugh and you'll sing, and the good times will roll, and you'll wish it would never end. Oh, you'll wish it would never end.
Okay, that was the wonderful Stephen Tarsitano, the multi-talented Stephen Tarsitano of Dream Alchemy, and I also call him my Kundalini yoga teacher. We have a wonderful time, even on Zoom, and hopefully soon to be in person, with every fourth Tuesday of the month, so that's this Tuesday. So I get to talk about the question, are you ready to release? Ready to release? The designer of this beautiful visioning process, Michael Beckwith, says all spiritual growth, 100% of it, is about releasing or eliminating rather than attaining something. Because we are already it spiritually. We are already it spiritually. And so in March, we've been talking about visioning. The first week was about the visioning process, and the first question, what is God's vision for me? What is the universe's vision for me? And then the second one last week was, what must I become? And these are to be found on YouTube. You can probably scroll down on Facebook as well. And today is about releasing. So we often think, as Gail so beautifully said, that life, especially spiritual life, is about attaining. Material life is about attaining, getting that house, getting that spouse, getting those kids, getting that car, getting all the stuff that makes life lovely. And it does, but it doesn't always satisfy us from the inside out. So the releasing part is not about getting more, but being more by releasing what's in the way. And Gail gave some wonderful examples. Because along the way of our lives and our conditioning, we've picked up some things that maybe we aren't so proud of, that maybe we'd love to let go of, that maybe don't serve us anymore. Maybe they imprison us and they burden us. So when we say the word release, a lot of the time it is like, well, that's easy for you to say, that I have to release my ex-spouse, or that I have to release fear and pain and sorrow and grief. But we must know that when we're on a spiritual path, that those things actually block us. They block our good. They block us from being free. And so it's easy to say, release, just let it go, because we already practice it all day long. I mean, I released a bag of trash this morning in the trash can outside. I released the night and my sleep, and I embraced the day. I released some morning clothing and put on some fun day clothing. I released my sleepy face and washed it and put on a new face, right? So we're doing it all the time. I don't know what are some things that you've already released in your life, but I know there are more than you think. I used to suck my thumb like crazy. My parents tried everything, including dipping my thumb in gasoline. It didn't work. But I don't suck my thumb anymore, so I've released that. I used to smoke. I used to drink alcohol. These are things that I've released. So I know that you have some examples of your own. It requires that we reflect on that. What have I already released that maybe I don't even miss or don't even think about or don't even remember how difficult it was or maybe how easy it was? So what do we discover then in this reflection process of releasing is our own resistance. And even that we want to release. But sometimes it helps to explore the resistance that we hold. It's often not even conscious. You might not be conscious of the fact that you are holding resistance to letting go of someone in your life that has hurt or harmed you. You maybe don't even realize that some of the habits that you have are not serving you. You may have never thought about it. And so there might be an unconsciousness, an unawareness, an unwillingness, or maybe not even being ready yet. Maybe there are some things that you think about that you say, I'm not ready to release that one. I'm not ready to release that person. It is in reflecting on it and honoring it and accepting it and thinking it or saying it out loud that we claim back our power, that we can then feel like we have the freedom of choice and work with what is revealed. And so if you're not willing to be done with grief that is 20 years old, or you're not willing to forgive someone, at least in owning it, it becomes workable. And then we can, as Gail so beautifully said, take full responsibility for the experience. instead of blaming, right? So you might be a person that says, well, I don't have anything left to release in my life. I want to meet you. I really want to meet you. But it's possible, right? I have nothing to release in my life. Or I have so little to release in my life, it's not really my work. So then the invitation is go big. Go really, really big. And remember that the releasing that you are doing is not just for you. It's for all of humanity. It's for all of the world. I mean, right now we hear in the news on a daily basis about hate crimes. How is it possible that somebody can kill someone who's different from us because we hate them? So you might say, oh, that ain't mine. Yes, it is. It's yours, it's mine, it's his, it's hers. Because as long as something is happening in the world, being on the spiritual path says you are a part of the oneness of all life. And so we can then ask ourselves, what hate still wants to be released in me? I know that's a big one, but it's a powerful one if we are on a spiritual path and we believe in the oneness of all life. This is what I know for sure, that underneath hate is a lot of pain. There's a lot of fear. And there's a lot of room in my heart, and I know in yours as well, to be part of the healing process, to extend compassion to all those who suffer, and not necessarily pick and choose. And so we use that to be a presence in the world, a healing presence in the world. We surrender all that no longer serves us or serves humanity, and then we have room to surrender to that which is greater. So our releasing is a surrendering, is a making room for our essential nature to be lived, to be expressed. I recently had a very powerful, very short dream that shook me awake. And it was the presence of love or God or the universe, whatever we call it, saying to me, you, Frankie, let go of your fears. You give me your fears. You surrender your fears to me, and you keep the faith. You keep the faith. And so it's about being a space for life that is free, that is unencumbered, that is not resisting life, because life is a gift and a blessing, and it's always a teacher, not always a fun teacher. And so it's arriving in a really simple place. I think that if COVID has taught us anything, or a year of being in quarantine hasn't taught us anything, it's taught us to simplify our lives, inner and outer. And so that means less is more, to let go of some of our distractions, to remember that we're 100% spiritual already, to be more and do less. And so let's do the practice of releasing for a moment. If you want to experience the practice of visioning, be sure to reach out to our practitioners or go online and look for the practice. There are books, there are videos, and I know the Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith has a whole process of visioning that he teaches you. But take a moment and close your eyes, knowing that the first week we asked, what is Spirit's vision for me in my life? And then last week it was, in order for that vision to become my reality, what must I become? How must I grow? And so now we ask, in order for me to be my most essential self in the world, what do I have to let go of? What's in the way? And just listen, allow to come what comes, even if it's nothing. Be willing to live in the question some more, maybe later. In order for me to live my essential self, to be how the universe created me to be, what's in the way that I have to let go of? And so practice this question. And listen to the quote again by Michael Beckwith and see if you hear it differently now than at the beginning. All spiritual growth, 100% of it, is about releasing or eliminating rather than attaining something, because we're already it spiritually. We find that actually the releasing is the attaining of that which is most real. It reveals our truest self. Thank you for joining us today. I have a couple things I want to tell you about before I do a closing healing treatment. You can see on the screen on one side the topic for today, but on the other side is a really fun way to support our community. And I know that so many of you are so proud to give to our community and support it so it can continue to do the good work. And you can do it by text, which is so fun and easy. And then we have social hour after this. And if you are not receiving our constant contact weekly emails, let us know, because we'll put you on the list. It has everything in it that's happening at the center. The most wonderful things I want to tell you about is that we have a new reading circle that I am beginning on Tuesday the 30th. You may have seen this little flyer moving around on Facebook or wherever. We're going to talk about the Book of Secrets that's written by Deepak Chopra. And it is from 7 to 8:30, starting the 30th. Then we have our beloved Reverend Jennifer Berkeley teaching a class in April called Spiritual Principles and Practices. That's only a 5-week class, and they meet on Thursday nights. And that is a really fun experience because Reverend Jennifer is a wonderful teacher. That's from 6:30 to 8. And then just giving you heads up of what's happening in May, our dear Kat Roman is teaching another mandala drawing workshop on May 7th from 6:30 to 8:30. So we're going to have fun with that. And of course, yoga with Stephen Tarsitano. So we are grateful that we have this beautiful day together. So join me in knowing that the truth is ever revealing itself as we release whatever is in the way. So join me with a healing treatment, and then we have Steve doing a really fun song for us. So right here, right now, I trust and know that I am the individualized expression of the One. And when I say I and my, I speak from and to the God self within, to each and every one of us. I know that spirit in me reveals itself by means of my breath, by means of my heartbeat, and this deepens my connection to life itself and the power of it and the presence of it and the grace and the glory of it. So in my opening, I release whatever is in the way, and I realize that I have always been free to express my highest, best, greatest, and most grace-filled self. I know that love is what I am here to know, to experience, to express, to live, and to share wherever I go. And so the freedom of life itself is ever available, and I'm always moving into the direction of greater freedom, knowing it's an infinite idea in the mind of the universe and it's never complete. There's always more to embrace. So with awe and gratitude, I turn this word over to the universal law. I'm deeply grateful for today's experience with Gail and Stephen and everyone else out in the ether sphere that is enjoying us either now or in the future. And so it is. Many blessings, and now we have Steve again.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to play a little bit of a whimsical song here. One of the ways I release is through music, and sometimes you just got to laugh. So let's all laugh together on this one. This is called Karate Scott. It's a random song. If you like karate, If you have a friend named Scott or you're just inquisitive, you might like this. Can you do karate, Scott? Do you belong to a dojo or not? Can you do karate, Scott? I really gotta know. Can you do karate, Scott? Do you have a mean karate chop? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? They call you Karate Scotty, and you showed up to a party. Oh, can you do karate, Scott? These are some of the most important questions I have these days. Can you do karate, Scott? Can you break boards in one shot? And instead of hello, do you say hiya? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? And when the bullies come around, do you stand your ground? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? Karate chop, oh, can you do karate, Scott? Scott, break boards in one shot. Can you do karate, Scott? Oh, do you tie your belt in a knot? Can you do karate, Scott? Do you wear a gi and will you sing with me? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? Scott, karate chop. Can you do karate, Scott? Scott, break boards in one shot. Can you do karate, Scott? And when the bullies come around, do you stand your ground? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? Do you have a sensei? Does he show you the way? Oh, can you do karate, Scott? That's Karate Scott.